My moisturizer is crazy. Anyway, sorry. I just got out of the shower. It is only like, I don't even know, 8 o'clock or something. Um, I have to go to bed early tonight because tomorrow at CrossFit we're doing Murph. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will go ahead and insert that right here. So we do Murph every year on Memorial Day. Generally, it's the only time of the year we do it, although occasionally it shows up on Labor Day, Veterans Day, different stuff like that, right? So, but it's a lot of fun. The whole gym gets together and does it. Almost every CrossFit box does Murph. I have never heard of one that doesn't do it. Usually, again, over Memorial Day weekend. It doesn't have to be on Monday. Like, that's not a rule. Like, the box I used to train at, like, they did theirs today. So, there's that. I just got back in from a little shopping trip with my friend Sarah and her daughters. Oh, excuse me. And we ended up going out to eat. And I have eaten far too much. You know that feeling where you're like, I am so full, I'm going to explode. I'm about there. Not going to lie, I'm about there. And I'm trying not to think too much about it because it's really like I haven't been this full in a while. So I'm just like, okay, this is why we don't do this because then you feel like crap. So anyway, yeah, so I just decided that while I was taking a shower, I was like, you know what, I should vlog because I have not done that in a while. I really don't have an excuse other than I don't want to. Um, yeah, that's about it. I have also been limiting my YouTube consumption lately. Um, just because like it's really weird. Like I just don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. So I caught a live stream with Pulpy Syntax the other day, but that was like the first time in a while that I've been actually wanted to watch one. And it has nothing to do with him, but just in general. And it was only like a 15-minute thing, and I had to go to CrossFit. So, oh, sorry, too many carbs makes you tired. Yeah, so I've had like enough, I think, of the whole drama with Foodie Beauty. Um, it's not even fun anymore, because you're just like, oh God, like this is insane. Like, like what's gonna happen next? And it never ceases to amaze me. Like I can't watch her firsthand. I can only watch her through reaction channels. But it's just been a lot to kind of process and digest, right? And then you obviously have, a little bit of drama with Amber Lynn, and then my girl Eugenia, um, you know, that kind of stuff too. So it's just not been, doesn't make me happy. That's all it is. It's like some of it I can't even watch anymore. Like it's, I don't know. It's such a train wreck, right? All of it. So yeah, so I've been kind of limited in my YouTube consumption. Um, and so I haven't blogged either, which is, I guess, terrible. But it's not like I'm a fancy YouTuber. Nobody cares, right? So anyway, I was following along this weekend with the Mid-Atlantic Games, which is the semifinals to the CrossFit Games, just to see kind of how that field shook out, and no surprises at all with who qualified this weekend. A lot of the big names. Although one of the guys, his name is Sam Quant, he did not qualify this year, and he was second or third last year at the games. So, yeah, it wasn't his year, and that happens, right? So, and I was listening to the commentators, and they were saying, like, he had moved to, like, a different part of the country to train with different people, and just, like, a lot of, and any kind of change like that kind of gets you out of your rhythm. Can really impact your training, and that goes for just everyday people as well, not high-level elite athletes. So, because I know when I first moved, like, I was still training in my garage, but it wasn't the same, right? It took me like, oh, I don't know, it took me like a month probably to really settle into a really good routine and, whatever. So I totally understand that. And then anytime you have any sort of major life change, like you get married, you have a baby, someone dies, like that impacts your training, it impacts your recovery, it impacts your nutrition, it impacts all the things, right? So yeah, so but yeah, it was good to watch that and be excited about the CrossFit Games. They are having them this year in the last week of July, first week of August in Madison, Wisconsin. I will be going per usual. It should be fun. It should be fun. And then hopefully by then things are under control and it's not like back and forth, right? You know, not like mask on, mask off, mask on, mask off, right? That everything is just one way or the other way, like not the back and forth. Because that's one thing that we are kind of not like struggling with, but I'm sorry, this is really jerky because I'm holding it. Not a fancy YouTuber, too lazy to set up the situation in the dining room because I didn't want to do it. That's why I'm never going to be a fancy YouTuber. But here, where I'm at, it's sort of half and half. You have probably half the businesses, you know, going no mask. Some are please still wear one. And then you have some, I guess the third direction is if you are fully vaccinated, you do not need to wear one. But yeah, so we're kind of all over the place right now. And you're never really sure. You know, although I went into a Trader Joe's without one on, and I think I was the only person in there who didn't have one on, and I kind of felt weird at first. But then I just kind of got over it. I was like, I've done the thing. Okay. Like, that was the point, right? You know, like, that was the whole point of, like, getting shots. But you do you. Like, I am in the camp of you have to do what's right for you and your family, and you understand your risk better than anyone, and you understand like your body better than anyone, you know, so make that decision with your doctor. I'm not like vaccine shaming anyone. I don't think that we should ever have like vaccine passports to like go into a grocery store and shit like that. Like shit's weird, you know, but yeah, you do you. That's kind of my thing. Like I have a lot of friends that are in the not ever camp. I have some that are in the just not now camp because they are just wanting to see, you know, a little bit more data and, you know, and then I have friends that had their shots in January, you know, because they were eligible because of what they do for a living. Like my brother was one of those people. You know, my mom, my grandma, they were eligible very early on. But then I have a friend who just tested positive for COVID that had these shots in January because she's a nurse. She still got it. So that's, you know, and she's not a high risk person, like in the type of, you know, like where she works, right? So it could be a false positive too, like it was that rapid test or whatever, like who knows, like, you know, but she was supposed to be leaving the country, and in order to leave the country, she had to have a negative COVID test, and she tested positive. And I was like, well, they did kind of say that could happen, you know, so who knows? So you know, so you have people, I have people in my life all over the place. And then I have my friend Kyle who is like, oh yeah, I was in the special group, I got 3 shots, you know, which is not true, by the way. He did not. Don't cancel me for spreading misinformation. He did not get 3 shots. He only got 2. But yeah, so you know, I think I have people all over the spectrum, but you do you. That's how I feel about it. And again, just understand your risk, right? And understand, you know, and one of the things, and I think I might have mentioned this the last time I vlogged, although maybe not, I don't like that people are equating unvaccinated people as being COVID positive, right? Because I have been effectively unvaccinated for 14 months, and no one ever said like, oh, you have COVID, you don't have your shots yet, you know, you're not eligible for your shot, so you're COVID, I have to treat you like you're COVID positive, you know, like that's weird. Like I don't like that. I don't like what people are doing with that. So just leave other people alone. There's the moral of the story. Leave other people alone. Anyway, so update on my dad's bullshit. So I don't know if I shared this, but there was a little bit of a snafu with the whole headstone thing. When my dad first passed away, or maybe it was before my dad passed away, but Claire had died, someone had showed me a picture of a headstone that had her name on it. And then my mom had gone to the cemetery and took a picture of that headstone because I said, I'm pretty sure her name is on this headstone. And my mom went and took this picture and there's no name on it. And I was like, I swear to God, this photo had her name on it. And then I thought maybe my brain wasn't working, because my dad was sick and, like what was happening. And so I had ordered my dad's headstone through the VA. And you can, right now, and they go back and forth on this, right now you can put your spouse's name, if you're a veteran, on your headstone. They will allow you to do that in a non-national or state veteran cemetery. Make sense? Okay, so I'm thinking this time, like, Claire does not have her name on a headstone, so we're just going to put her with my dad, and they would be buried together, her name would be there, whatever. So then her sister called me, which is for another day. That's for another day. I have to figure out how to talk about that without sounding like a crazy person. I don't know. Anyway, so she said, well, you know that her name is on a headstone. I said, my mom went out to the cemetery and took this picture, and her name is not on the headstone. She's like, oh, no, it's there. It's on the bottom. And I was like, I'm looking at a photo. It is not on the headstone. She's like, no, it's there. Trust me, it's there. And I was like, okay. So I zoomed in on the photo. And sure as shit, under the grass, which is 5 inches tall, I can see an N, an A and an N, which is my last name, basically. And I was like, oh my God, it's under the grass. And she's like, oh yeah, it's on the bottom. I'm like, oh Jesus. Because I had already ordered the headstone from the VA for my dad at that point. I said, well, I guess we'll figure it out. Have a nice day. Goodbye, whatever. And, I'd call my mom. I said, Mom, scroll, zoom in on that photo. And she's like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah. I was like, well, and she's like, do you think you could intercept the paperwork? And I was like, Mom, it goes to Quantico, Virginia. How am I going to find it? What do you do? There's 10,000 vets that die every day. What are the chances, right? That I'd be able to find this paperwork, cancel it, change it, whatever. And last week, I forget which day, I get a phone call from a number that I do not recognize. And it's a lady from the VA named Kathleen. And she was calling about my dad's headstone. And she said, in order to put his wife's name on it, we're going to need a copy of her death certificate. Guys, guess what? She emailed me. She's like, oh, I'll email you. I was like, yes. So she emails me, and and I emailed her back, and I said, is there any chance that I can change the inscription on my dad's headstone? And she's like, yeah, what do you need it to say? I was like, I need to take Claire's name off of it. We found out she's got a headstone. And she's like, oh, okay, great. And so I just had Claire's name removed. My dad's will stay on there. And then we just did Semper Fi on the bottom, which is what I wanted to do anyway. And now we don't have to deal with that. Yes. I know I shouldn't be happy about it. It's kind of sad. But at the same time, what are the chances that, what are the chances that I didn't do the paperwork right? It's actually pretty high, because you would be surprised how much paperwork you have to do. And I guarantee you, every single time you do something about it is not right, and you get a phone call or a letter in the mail about it. Literally every single time. There's something, that someone wants, right? Or it's not, they're like, oh, we sent you the wrong form. Can you fill out this form? So anyway, so I have the headstone taken care of. I paid for the burial stuff. Hopefully there's enough money left in the estate that I can get some of that back. Got the honor guard booked, got the flag, got the case for the flag. All of the things are done now for the funeral, which is awesome. And we got all that cleared up. So that was cool. And then yesterday, I was motivated enough to get my dad's taxes figured out. So I talked to an accountant, and she had said that I needed to fill out this special form. And so I'm looking for this form, and then I found out that the form is only if that person is getting a refund, and they broke even. So there is no refund. They don't owe, there's nothing coming back. Perfect. So I filled out the federal and the state yesterday, and I will mail those this week, and then that takes care of that. Check. And so the last two things we have to do are, one, have the estate sale, which will be Father's Day weekend, and B, or number two, is put the house on the market, which will be, I'm going to set up time with a realtor while I'm home for that to take care of that. So, because we definitely have to get that house on the market. I even organized like some bills and some stuff yesterday into some different piles, like to be paid, already paid, reimbursement needed, whatever it is. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Yeah, that's about it. Work is so crazy, but I'm trying to decide if I want a new job. I know I say that in every vlog. I think I might be serious though. I just don't know what, and I don't know where, and I don't know with who. But just something different. Yeah. Then again, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's about all I got going on. So I hope you guys are doing well. Take care of yourselves. If you're getting overwhelmed with the girl drama, definitely just take some time out from YouTube because it's a lot. Like some of the content that's been put out, especially by Foodie Beauty, is pretty heavy stuff, right? And it's a bit like, I hate the word triggering, but I'm going to use it. It's a bit triggering, like some of the stuff. And then like the other day when she was like at Arby's and this woman was there, like this fan of hers, like followed her there or like met her there, or it was so weird. And it's like, this person probably knows where you live, like, cause she's not very safe about like not showing her information, I'm like, oh geez, honey, like, and I'm sure, I hope nothing happens. I'm sure it's fine, but it's like, that's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird for me. So anyway, so I hope you guys again are doing fantastic. Enjoy this weekend. Take some time to remember why we celebrate Memorial Day. I don't know if celebrate's the right word. I don't think that's the right word, but just like why we're here and, the people that sacrificed for this country, and just take a minute if that's what you want to do. I highly recommend it. Anyway, I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you hopefully this week again. Maybe not. Depends on how lazy I feel. I just don't want to. Isn't that weird? I just don't want to. Like, the idea of it is exhausting. Exhausting. Anyway, I will see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.